Hello and welcome everybody to the next episode of Space Engineers. I did some off-camera building here. I reconfigured the new mining ship because the thing with the rotators, it didn't work out as I wanted to. It was a bit unstable and weird to control, so I just put a bunch of drills on it. Actually, this does the job fine. With this I can tunnel through asteroids with no problem. This is like a test run right here. Worked pretty well. You might have a question right now. Hey Shadow, what the hell is this? What's this hole in your platform? Well, let me give you a little tip. Should you ever want to disassemble a ship like that, a drilling ship or anything that has a cargo container or just another ship part that can actually pick up material, always check if it's empty before you disassemble it. Why? Because if you disassemble it and there is something in it, it will drop it. Which in my case happened to be a drill with about 40 tons of stone in it, which manifested itself into a giant boulder and then, because of my gravity generator, was pulled towards my platform and smashed through it in a rather vicious fashion, as you can see. The boulder is also gone somewhere into space, I assume. So yeah, that happened. I'm still not sure what kind of ship I should build, but I know I should prepare for building big ships. Because I did a big ship on a server with some friends. Actually, we weren't working on the same ship, but let me actually get in here and do some mining while I tell you of the next steps. Oops. Yeah, I was on a server with friends and we started building some random ships basically, and I decided I wanted to build like a big mining ship, a giant mining ship actually. Well, now in retrospective it's actually just big, not giant, but anyway. And so I just started building, and even though we had like 3 people who regularly did mining trips with their smaller mining ships and stuff, we had like a bottleneck in our production, which was basically the assembler and the refinery. We just had not enough of those. Even though we have tons of materials, we could have stopped mining for ages and we still would have had enough material. Thing is, you need to have enough refineries and assemblers to actually produce the goods that you need. So I'm thinking right now, maybe my next step should be producing more or building more refineries and more assemblers, because I think these are quite important. Because I think my ship has about, I don't know, 12,000 blocks or something. It's about 200,000 tons in weight, and it has 3 big thrusters on it, etc, etc, and I wasted so much materials. It's unbelievable how much material you need. For big reactors, like 2,000 reactor components, big thrusters use like almost 1,000 thruster components, and the list goes on. And not to mention all the armor blocks you're gonna be placing. And I just placed light armor blocks, not even the heavy ones, the ones that cost 150 steel plates per block. Just imagine if I did that. I still wouldn't be finished right now. I mean, I worked on it for several days, each day about 2 or 3 hours, and then I was finished in the end. So yeah, I think we need more assemblers and more refineries, which is actually what I'm going to do this episode, hopefully. Let me just get a dock on here. There we go. So we can actually throw all of our stuff right in here. See, my refinery is always at the limit here. And I have, what, 2 refineries? Oh, actually this one could use a bit more stuff. There we go. Yeah, see? They're already at full capacity. So I need more. Way, way, way more. Okay, let's go. How do we go about this project? Actually, I already prepared something. I started the production queue right here. I put in 4 assemblers and 4 refineries. So it's just producing materials for exactly these. So we will have in the end 6 refineries and 6 assemblers. I think that's not a bad start. We'll see. The question now is how we're gonna place these. We could like hide them under here because we only need access to 1 set of doors. So even we could even hide this one under there as well. We don't need to have access to every door, every refinery by hand, since we're gonna, you know, connect them with the conveyor system. Actually, I have an idea. Let me see if that is even possible like that. Let me choose this, because assemblers have these doors at the front and at the back, which means we could use these instead of a conveyor tube, you know? Like put this down and then here is a tube, no, not a tube, an entrance. So we could put a refinery right here and then another assembler at the top and then the next refinery, etc, etc. I think that could actually work. Let's just gather all the material we can. We need a lot of steel plates. Thruster components, we don't need that, we don't need that. Actually, maybe we need interior plates. Do we need interior plates? No, we don't. Okay. But computers. Either the computers are still in the making, or my inventory system put them somewhere weird. Maybe there was no more space in the main inventory. Let me check that real quick. Where do we have the computers? Yes, there they are. Very good. Okay, that's assembler number 1. See, now we have this door right there, which should be connectable to the refinery like so. Oops, that's one too far. Yes, that way. So now we need a ton of steel plates, over 1,000 steel plates. That's crazy. Refineries are so expensive, but it will be worth it. We don't need that. Let's just grab a whole bunch of those and go down and weld some more. Welding. Actually, we could have used a welder ship. I just realized, but it's a bit narrow down here, so I probably would bump into stuff and destroy my own ship. So we'll just leave it as it is. Because that actually happened to me as well when I was building my big ship on the server I mentioned. I crashed my welding ship so many times because I just underestimated either the speed I had or I couldn't really see how far away something was, and I smashed into it, and yeah, I got my ship immediately destroyed. So yeah, genius. But it happens, you know. Now I have to think, how are we gonna do the next one? I think we should like this. We'll all hide these after we're done, and after we see that everything works as designed, we'll hide these under metal plates and such things. I actually also found out that catwalks, these things, the one without the rails at the side, make actually cool covers if you don't want to have like a fat block on there. You can just put a catwalk on. You cannot build above the catwalk, but yeah, if you don't want to use like big blocks, that's actually a good alternative right there. And now we should be able to put a next assembler like so. And then just need to turn this one a bit around. There. So this will be connected in the end as well. And then I think we can just do like a zigzag movement, and we should be easily be able to place down every last bit. Let me get some more computers. We don't need that much. Some more steel plates. Whoa. Maybe I should like put down the or reduce the frequency of autosave, because every time it saves it actually lags out like hell. It's crazy. Okay, so this should be connected as well now. The sound is weird. Yeah, you can still tell this game is alpha, because there are some weird bugs every once in a while. And especially if you play it on a server, there are bugs. There will be bugs. Or not necessarily bugs, but things that don't work out so well. For example, rockets and or miniguns. It appears that if you fire a rocket or a minigun on a server, there seems to be some kind of lag, which causes the rocket to spawn a bit later than it normally would. Which can, if you are flying your ship, this can lead to the situation where the rocket you fired actually spawns behind your ship, because, you know, you just flew a bit further and you didn't stop. So when you shoot while flying, the stuff spawns behind you, and as you guessed it, it will destroy your ship. So I think PvP on servers is at the moment not really an option, but as soon as it is, I think this game has so much more potential then. We'll see. I think this should be connected, am I right? It has the door, where does it have the door? On the first, like, block. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. So that's the third refinery. And we also have placed the third assembler as well. Okay. So after that, one more refinery and one more assembler, and we should be set. More or less. Oh yeah, large steel tubes. Of course, I will get you some. Oh yeah, they take so much space away in your inventory. There's some items in this game that take so much inventory space. Large steel tubes being one of them. Okay, so this refinery now, and now I have to think for a second. We could just technically just put this the same way. think this should be fine. It does have a door on the bottom. Yeah, it does. So we can totally just plaster it right onto here, and then we'll build a nice little platform above it and encase it in steel plates, and it should look just fine. Then of course we also, in preparation of building big ships, we also need to gather a lot of resources, which I probably will do off camera because that's really, really boring. Okay, now one more assembler, which we can just like jam into here. Basically, let's turn it around like this, and there we go. And now we could technically fill up these like the empty spaces here with cargo containers of all varieties. So we can use the maximum space with our engineering, which is of course the way to do it. Motors and some more construction components, 40 to be exact. Thank you. There we go. So now everything should be connected, which we can test real quick. So we take the magnesium, put it into, what is it? Assembler 2, refinery 3. No, this is assembler 3, that works. Refinery 4, assembler 4, assembler 5, refinery 5, refinery 6, assembler, refinery 7, assembler 6. Yep, works fine. And of course it says assembler 7 because I think I placed an assembler and then I think I misplaced this one when I built that. Welded it, grinded it away and then replaced it so it skipped the number, which is kind of weird that it does that, but hey, that's how it goes, right? My solar panels! They're still, well, actually they look in different directions for some reason, but both have like 4 dots maximum sun exposure, so that's cool. I had to grind away a bit of the stone here because it was actually, I think I saw this last time, but last time it was already in this position, and when I loaded the map again, it actually tried to turn again, and it was like blocked by a part of the asteroid and had to drill the asteroid away. So that was kind of weird, but yeah, it happens apparently. I have no idea why it worked last time, because I think the asteroid was just like that last time, and it didn't block it there, although I thought it did. Not sure. Let's repair our little drill rock accident. But if you look at this destruction, this makes me think that you could probably produce some devastating weapons that launch like giant boulders at an enemy ship. That would be quite fun. Have like a giant cannon, like really like a space pirate cannon that fires giant stone boulders or iron boulders. I think that's a fantastic idea. I should test that at some point. Yeah, normally I test stuff like in creative mode, but lately I haven't got the time to really do that. But as soon as I have some more time, I'll test out some weird stuff in creative mode, and then I'll show you what I found out and what weird stuff I tested. So yeah, let's just hide the stuff down here and actually put some cargo containers in, because why not? Fill stuff up with cargo containers. Always a good idea. For this, we need interior plates though. Construction components, interior plates, yada yada yada. Where are all the construction components? Here they are! Of course, the coolest thing about a conveyor system like this is you can just access it from anywhere. So if you're building down here, you can just access it whenever you run out of a material. It's very nice. Oh well, let's just start putting blocks down here. Whoop. There we go. I think these I'll weld with the welding ship because, you know, they're nice and easy, accessible. Do we have enough steel plates in the ship? That's the other question here. It doesn't look like we do, so we just put them in there. Put everything in there. Now for uranium, what's that for? Eh. I'll keep it as an emergency. Oh! That's the wrong ship! Whoops! That's the welding ship. Now I have to take everything out. Oh no, actually I can connect myself to my ship so I don't have to leave the welder. Because I'm lazy. Yeah, totally gonna do that. Also, I've tried this already. You can make like a Congo line of ships. If you have a ship with several connectors, like one to the left and one to the right. If you connect with that ship to the station and another ship connects to your ship, it can access the station. So yeah, you can make like a ship Congo line of connector ships. That's actually really funny. Looks quite funny. But you have to communicate a bit better, a bit of course, because if you fly away without telling the other guy, he'll just take his ship with you. Which actually might lose the connection on their way and then just float aimlessly into space. Which will probably not make him happy, so... yeah. Okay, let's weld! Yeah, the sound is weird at the moment. That's actually... I had this... also a sound bug when I tried to play a map with meteorite showers. It was extremely annoying. Like the first meteorite shower came in, the meteor storm, and then after it was finished, after all meteors were gone, the sound of the falling meteors kept playing on and on. It was so annoying. I had to quit after like 5 minutes because it was annoying as hell. Although when I reloaded the map, it was gone, the sound, so that fixes most of the bugs actually, if you just like reload real quick. It's like with a PC, just reboot it and it will work probably. Yeah, of course, need to get steel plates. Always have some steel plates on you. I always forget my own rules. Damn it. And some construction components and some interior plates. Okay, so we do like a shell, like this size. Yes, that's actually good. Let's make it like this. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Perfect stuff. And like this, and then we can close the loop, like so. Okay. Let me just get my welder ship and weld this first line. And then we'll think about if we want to put in some more, more cargo containers down there. Because we might need a lot of them. I think I will do, as I said, like an off-screen mining session, and then produce like 10,000 of components of each kind or something like that, and then I'm prepared for every kind of ship I want to build. So I don't have to go off the tracks mid-ship building and do like a tedious mining session, because that's really off-putting. I noticed, because you're doing like, when I was building my big ship on the server, I was doing like placing down each block, not welding it, you know, just so I had about an idea how the design might look. And then I started welding like one side just to see how it would look if it's finished. And then mid-welding I would lose, I ran out of materials, I needed to get new materials, and I came back and then I lost my train of thought. You know, suddenly I didn't know exactly why I was welding this, how it's supposed to look like, and I can tell you, big ships are big work. Believe me, it is quite the workload. But if you're done, it is so rewarding. It's so cool if you can walk around in your own little ship, you know. And as I said, I'm not sure what kind of ship I want to build. I mean, you could do like a giant mining ship. You could. What the hell was that? You saw that, right? These things started to rotate? What the hell? Huh. I just thought like, maybe they do it when I look away, but no, apparently not. What the hell was that? And it was not because of the autosave that it kinda lagged out or something, because it was autosaving a bit after that, so that was not it. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you a possessed solar panel? Do you have like poltergeists? Space poltergeists? Maybe? Whoa. I need to be kinda careful here. I just know I get close enough and it starts turning and will smack me in the head or something. It will happen. You just wait. Well, anyway. Let's weld a bit more so we can get about an outline how this thing should look in the end. Because I like hiding these, like, these technical blocks, if I can. That's also a bit of a challenge on big ships, because either you do like a really giant ship where you don't care about hiding the blocks, you know, or you try to do like a big ship but still, you know, in a size that is actually doable in a normal time frame. But then you have to really think about how you're gonna hide these the conveyor system, because you don't want the conveyor system to be on the surface of your ship. Because in field testing I discovered, or at least I think I have discovered, that these conveyor tubes are actually really not good at taking damage. So these will probably be the first ones to be destroyed if you come under attack by something. So you want to hide these under armor, if possible. Yeah, so you have to plan it out a bit if you're doing a big ship. Also, you probably will delete a lot of blocks, because you'll try something and then it will look weird, or at the end you'll see there's just not enough space for it, and then you have to grind down everything again, and yeah, it is stressful but rewarding. It is not a game, it is work! Well, almost. I think if I would play it on a realistic setting, then it would be work. I mean, on a realistic setting, the inventory size, I would not be able to carry this much around. I would barely be able to carry these components. Barely. I think not even, because these 3 tools take almost half of your inventory if you're playing it on realistic setting. So yeah, maybe I'll do a realistic playthrough or an attempt if you really want this, because I think it could be interesting to do once. So you really have to manage your resources and plan ahead, because here you don't need to plan that much, really. I mean, you can easily get so much uranium in one mining sweep that you don't have to go for a mining run for a long time. But if you only have like 400 inventory, you need to go back and forth all the time, and it actually, I think it makes ships so much more valuable to you if you're playing it on the realistic setting. Because your inventory is probably your biggest limitation in that mode. It's not even that everything else is slower, the welding, the assembler, the refinery, everything is slower, but that's okay, you can counterbalance that by building more refineries, more assemblers. Of course you would need like 10 assemblers to get about the speed of one assembler on this setting. But still, you can do it. Inventory size, yeah, you need to have a ship. Other than that, you have a huge problem. Also, if you're playing on a dedicated server, the long waiting time for producing stuff isn't that much of a deal, because you can just put the stuff in overnight and it'll produce it. Next morning you come back and you get everything you want. So yeah, cool stuff. I actually like playing on a server. Maybe I'll do a little server tour if you like that. Show you everything that's going on that server, because there's some crazy stuff on there actually. My friends of mine have built some crazy shit already, and they actually just started the game. They play a lot less long than I do, and they just got right into it and started to build the craziest of shit. I like it. It's so amazing. But yeah, maybe another time. Anyways, we have prepared ourselves now for a big production of stuff with this little add-on to our refinery slash assembler system. So next episode I'll hopefully have gathered a crazy metric ton of material and produced an even crazier amount of components. And then we'll be ready for the big ship. Is this still on? I think this still looks good. Oh yeah, it actually turned the reactor off because it doesn't need it. I just cannot turn it away from the sun, or else I have a problem. But yeah. So, guys, I will see you on the next Space Engineers episode. And I suddenly turned into Sean Connery for some reason. Well, goodbye then.